We went to the San Jose Super Toy Show, so let's get cracking! Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Lauren and this is Lauren's Toy Box, where we talk all things toys. And if you like that kind of content, I'd love it if you would take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, hit that bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help me out. So, over the weekend, I went to the San Jose Super Toy Show in, obviously, San Jose, California, at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds. And it happens maybe 3 times a year, and it's so much fun. This year I went this time I should say, I went on my wheelchair rather than my mobility scooter. And I found it a lot easier to get around, although my arms and my legs are tired from having to move the chair around. But also certain vendors have moved their tables so it's easier for people with mobility issues to get in and out of their spaces. Some of them are still tight, but for the most part I was able to navigate fairly easily around the San Jose Super Toy Show. Anyway, let's take a look at the footage that I took at the San Jose Super Toy Show, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at that, let's take a look at my haul. And I'm going to try and do this in order, so bear with me. But first of all, the first booth that we went to, it was to the left of the entrance. They always have set up so many G.I. Joe figures, and I'm always wanting to find women G.I. Joes and Asian G.I. Joes. Those are my like two things. And I was able to find the Baroness, and she does come with a rifle and backpack. And I'm not taking her out of this plastic just because I don't want to lose the pieces. But it also came with her file card, so I have that as well. I also got Zorana, and here's Zorana, and she does come with her backpack, and she also comes with her weapon. I'm not exactly sure what kind of weapon this is. It's like some kind of rifle with a shuriken at the end or something. I'm sorry, I'm totally oblivious to firearms. So if I'm totally screwing that up, I apologize. All right. I also got a can of the Super 7 muscle, Masters of the Universe muscle figures. And so I'm excited to, I have a whole bunch of them already, but I don't have these multicolor ones. So I'm excited to add that to my collection. And then I also got the Time Traveler, which is the Super 7 version. It's a reaction figure. And I was planning on ordering him, and he happened to have him, and I thought that was really cool. And they do come with a file card as well. And the Time Traveler is a time observer and servant to the Micronauts. And here it says, function, time observer. The time travelers can move forward and backward in time. They can see possible futures, and when they detect a threat to the microverse, they take steps to counter that threat. In their temple of time, they sift through clues and formulate strategies. I think it's so interesting that Super 7 has kind of incorporated the comic versions into this, or the storylines into their reaction action figures. But anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take him out of the package, because that's what I've been doing with all of these reaction figures. And I do keep the file cards. I actually keep the whole backing card and just put that in there. All right, if I can just open this up. Okay, so here we have the Time Traveler. The thing that I notice is that they are a little thicker than the original OG Time Travelers. But other than that, they look beautiful. I can't wait to add him to my collection. Okay. Let me just move some things around here. Put this card over here. Okay, next, I went to the booth next to it, and he had like a lot of really cool things. and some of it was out of my price range. Like, he had Jason the Wheel Warriors, but they were like $100 a piece, and I just didn't have the budget for that. But I did find some Masters of the Universe figures. I found from the original line, the Horde Trooper, because I have a bunch of Horde figures, and they are going up against She-Ra in my collection, and I'm going to add him, and he did come with his weapon. I also found this Roboto, and I'm going to add him to my collection. And I can't remember exactly what you're supposed to do, but there's supposed to be something that makes the gears move and makes his mouth move. But I don't know if you were supposed to squeeze the legs, but whatever it is, the mechanism doesn't work. Or do you turn it? Oh yeah, here, sorry. You twist it. Twist him at the waist. And his mouth moves. How cool. Okay, so that works. All right, so we got those. Then at a booth close to that, they had like a bunch of knickknacks and things like that. But I did find this, I don't know what series this is in, but looks like to be a Triceraton from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's not from the original line, but like a later line. But you know, I collect Triceratops figures, no matter what they are, like even in humanoid shape. So I got that, and I found little Trixie from Toy Story. And so I don't have a Trixie in my collection, even though, you know, she is a well-known figure. But yeah, I just didn't have her. So now I have her in the collection. So I'm excited about that. And then the next one is a booth, a vendor that I often go to. I always go to. They're always at the different toy shows. San Jose Super Toy Show, Salinas Valley Toy Show. I've seen them at the Red Barn. And they always have a bunch of My Little Ponies and Strawberry Shortcake dolls that I always sift through. And this time I found 3 Strawberry Shortcake dolls. I found Raspberry Tart. She doesn't have her monkey though, so I'm gonna have to try and find Rhubarb the monkey for her. But there's Raspberry Tart. Then I got Butter Cookie and Jelly Bear, looking so cute. And then I got Apple Dumpling and Tea Time Turtle. And yeah, that's awesome that I got all 3 of these. And they cut me a deal, which was really cool of them. And they're always so nice. And they said that they would try to find me. So if you are watching this, thank you so much for always having these awesome items. And then next, I went to a booth that had like a lot of different action figures, including a lot of original vintage He-Man figures. And I did find this Too Bad. His legs are a little wobbly, but anyway, he did come with his shield. But the story behind this figure is that he was actually 2 Skeletor henchmen that didn't get along, and so Skeletor fused them together, and they had to like now live out eternity fused together. So anyway, there is Too Bad. Okay, next I went to a booth that had like a lot of cool girls' toys, and they had this, and I had never seen this before, but I thought that it was so charming looking. And I think that they called sea shimmers or something shimmers. I can't remember. I did do a Google lens on it while I was there to find out what it was. But I know that it's from 1986 and it's Kenner and it's Sea Shimmers or something. Leave in the comments below if you know what this is. But I just thought it was so charming looking, and I just knew that it was vintage just looking at it. But I got this at an amazing price. So thank you to whoever sold this to me. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to add this to my ever-growing collection of girls' toys. And next up, my sister actually got me this Rescuers book. She knows that I collect the Rescuers. And this is from the Disney's Wonderful World of Reading. But anyway, I love the Rescuers, and I'm so excited to add this to my collection. All right, and then I did end up going back to the first booth that sold me these, and the Baroness and Zorana and Time Traveler. And I got more of these muscle figures, Masters of the Universe muscle figures, or as they're calling it, Motuuscle figures. And this one has Buzz Off, Manny Faces, and Ram Man. So I got that one. And then this one, which had the black figures in it. And this has Skeletor, who was Trapjaw, and Beastman. So I got that. And then the guy had these extra ones that he threw in for free. But it is another Ram Man and another Manny Faces. But you know what? I have a little jar that I'm putting these in, so they can just go in there nicely. And then the final thing that I ended up getting was this Swiney Boar Battle Beast. And that took up the last of my budget. But yeah, I had a really great time. I tend to like to buy a lot of smaller things and spread out my budget rather than, locking it down on one big piece. Because there was a Battle Bones and there was a Spydor that I saw like right off the bat. And I really wanted them, but part of it is also space. I don't have the space to put them up in. So there's that. But also, I just like to spread out my budget more. I think it's fun, more fun that way. And that way, when you're going around, you're not like, well, I just spent all my whole budget at the first booth. So anyway, there was still a lot of stuff that I would love to pick up. And the next show is in October. I think it's October 3rd and 4th. So October 3rd and 4th. So if you're in the San Jose area, and want to go to a really cool toy show, with lots of vintage toys. I noticed that the vintage toys have been stepping up more over the last several shows. So I'm really appreciative of that, because that's what I collect is vintage toys, some modern toys. Like, I do get the modern Super 7 kind of action figures, particularly the Micronauts ones. So anyway, very excited about that. And let me know in the comments below what was your favorite thing. Also, let me know if you know anything about that sea shimmer or whatever shimmer's doll was. And because I'm going to have to look up more information about them. But anyway, that is it for today. If you enjoyed the content of today's show, I'd love it if you would take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Hit that bell for notifications and do like this post, as it really does help me out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you later. Bye.